Hello and welcome back to another CarCast update video. Yes, it's another one of those videos, but this is actually the first opportunity I've had really all week to just sit down and film a video. I just popped to the bank, hopped back into the car and thought I'd take advantage of this fortress of solitude that is the car to update you guys on basically what I've been up to this week. Reese actually took this week's Archaeosoup video, and in there he mentions that both myself and also Ginger Bones have been otherwise engaged. We've been out at schools talking about archaeology and doing various projects and workshops. And this is true, although I have to say Ginger Bones, he's not really the workshop type. He's just basically been taking a bit of a break. But I've certainly been out and about at different places, and it's been a brilliant week. This week actually saw us launch the very beginnings of the HER project, the Historic Environments Records project, where we're going to be working with a local school to record bits of recent archaeology, sort of urban archaeology in Wallsend. So I've been delivering some introduction sessions this week, introducing the children at a local school to the concepts of, for example, archaeology, of architectural observation, and also as well spotting things of historic interest. So, for example, hinges on the fronts of buildings for shutters, this kind of thing. So that's been brilliant, actually. Over the course of the week, on 3 separate days, we've delivered 8 sessions to essentially a whole year group introducing this topic. And in a couple of weeks, we'll be going out into the field, actually, basically, into Wallsend to start making our observations. That's really great. On Tuesday, I did the initial walk around in North Shields with a primary school. What we did was we went around trying to spot very similar kind of stuff, actually, but this time shops. Instead of looking at houses, residences, domestic dwellings, we're actually looking at shop fronts and how shop fronts have hints that they maybe were different shops in the past. Or maybe, for example, there was one building which is Age UK today, sort of an age charity, but on the building at the top it had this sort of this moulded logo for Burton's Menswear, which is a shop chain actually I believe still exists today, but there it was from the 1930s, this lovely moulded sort of signage there. And what we're going to be doing following this sort of what we did was walked around for about an hour with the kids spotting all these different dates on buildings, different styles of architecture, this kind of thing. And we're going to go back in a couple of weeks' time and research this stuff and then put together like a heritage trail so they can encourage people to go around and look for themselves, to see some of this stuff for themselves. And what was really quite exciting and sort of, I suppose, rewarding for me was the fact that the kids and the teachers, the children and the teachers, all said that they had lived in North Shields all their lives for the most part, or certainly for many years, and hadn't spotted most of the stuff which I was pointing out, and that was wonderful. I mean, it's one of those things where I've always noticed this kind of stuff on building, dates and architecture, this kind of thing on buildings, but it's really nice to be able to actually open people's eyes up to it. And one teacher in particular was saying, "I'll never walk through North Shields in the same way again," and I thought that is brilliant. That's exactly what we're hoping for. So that was going on as well, and then let me think. On Thursday, I spent the whole day working with a primary school in Whitley Bay doing archaeology workshops. Essentially, what is archaeology? Going from sort of the theory of archaeology to actually going through a hypothetical dig, trying to sort of to interpret what they found in this dig. And then actually also at the end what we did was we looked at what I was calling dry rubbish, which Mrs. Soup and I collected from around our house, so that the kids could try and reconstruct the types of people who live in this house with this particular dry rubbish. So bills and food packets or medicine sort of boxes and this kind of thing, receipts, trying to understand, train tickets, trying to understand the people who live there. They did eventually cotton on to the fact that it actually was my rubbish, but that was really good as well. So a whole day all dedicated to learning about archaeology. And again, everyone had a wonderful time, and I couldn't be more pleased with how it went. But that's what I've been doing all week. I've basically been running around to different schools, delivering workshops or setting up projects, getting the ball rolling on projects, and it's been wonderful, absolutely wonderful. It's been brilliant. I really am enjoying it. Anyway, next week we'll actually see us starting to film a short, like a 5-minute film, a drama set during I think 1915, where a young lad decides to enlist in the First World War. And I'm going to be filming that with a local primary school. We're going to be filming in different locations in the area, a place called Clifford's Fort, for example, and also get to go down to Beamish, the open air Victorian Museum, and film there. It's going to be wonderful. So that's what I'm doing next week. So again, a really, really busy week coming up. Anyway, before I go, I just want to show you some things which I just spotted and picked up from an antique shop. I've just popped to the bank, but on the way back from the bank, I saw this antique shop and I thought, oh, that's perfect. And what I spotted were these things here. So first of all, what Reese reliably informs me is an American First World War helmet. It's still got some of the fittings inside, which is quite funky, and you just don't spot these things, especially not in shop windows very often. And I thought that is perfect. Now, apparently it was donated to the shop by by a family who used to own it, so it's not archaeology. This hasn't been lifted from the ground, so I'm quite comfortable purchasing this. I don't feel too bad about it. But this is going to be used in upcoming World War One workshops and education with schools. I'm really, really pleased with this find, actually. Really happy. Another thing which I came across, hang on, is this thing here, which is a big metal suitcase, essentially. Now, this big metal suitcase apparently used to belong to a mason, or someone who was in the Masons. And basically we're going to be using this also in one of these workshops to hold documents. But I'll go into that on another occasion, but again, really quite funky. And along with that, I found, of course, you can't start looking at these at this period unless you include some coinage. So we've got some there you go, some lovely World War One pennies, some period coins. In particular, let me see, where's it gone? Oh, there you go. That's a nice 1915 example just there. And if it's get it to focus in, wonderful, nice. Anyway, that is what I've been up to this morning. Oh, sorry, and sorry, and I spotted this. It's a little Viking who's got some Skål beer, and it says on the back that the Viking's name is Helga. Apparently, Helga is continually having problems with her husband Hagar. If he's not out fighting, he's drinking Skål. When she does eventually get the mighty warrior home, though, there aren't any battles. Helga's word is final. So when she wants a Skål, she gets a Skål. Keep her happy by escorting her to the bar. Just place your fingers through these holes. Then she can enjoy a Skål with Hagar, Lucky Eddie, and the rest of his crew. And then, so I suppose you can sort of walk Helga along to the bar there like that. Hello. Anyway, basically, I've had a lovely morning. Spotted some really useful stuff for putting together some World War One projects, which actually I'm going to be doing with some of these schools that I'm working with at the moment, but in the summer. And I just thought I'd take the opportunity to let you know what I've been up to this week, and also what I'm going to be doing next week. So there you go. Hopefully this hasn't been too boring for you. Anyway, as ever, please do take care. I'm missing you terribly. And until next time, well, as ever, bye-bye.